analogies and metaphors are common in the vernacular of football and really always have been. But when we get figures from military history squaring off on the gridiron, it seems to fit just right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the home of the USC Trojans, the storied Los Angeles Coliseum. As we'll see, a playoff team from last year, the UCF Knights, taking on a team from the Big Ten, the USC Trojans. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Trojans will kick it away to start us off. Fielded in the end zone, it's DeMarco. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Running back searching for a hole. They shut it down quickly, but he gets two out to the 18. Well, I'm sure there are a lot of emotions, a homecoming of sorts as he comes back to the place where he played as the head coach of the opposition.
You know it holds a special place in his heart. He's right now taking the field thinking about all the great memories he shared with his teammates, with his family, with the fans during his time. But he's got a job, David. He's coaching on the other sideline this one, and he wants to get the win for his team.
Oh, you dang right. And you got to pull back those feelings. It's great to be home. It's awesome to be where it started, but you're also paid to do a job, and you're paid by the other side. And right now, you want to go win, and you want to beat this squad because you're competitive. So it's got to be kind of bittersweet.
So that penalty is going to cost them the first down as they back up, and now it's second down. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Second down, they'll go to the air. Throws for the tight end. And he fires over the middle. It's incomplete. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick.
And this defense starting to become a common thread, man. First drive, they forced the INT after having 4 picks last week. They are finding the football. Nice way to start this football game.
Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. The give is to Miller. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. While the Big Ten has expanded with this massive continent-wide geographical footprint, the Big 12 has been really shrewd in positioning and maneuvering for survival, and they look for opportunities to win on the field like they'll have today.
Yeah, and the Big Ten's kind of taking what the Big Ten wants and expanding and not really worried about anybody else. So if I'm the Big 12, I'm like, yeah, you ain't worried about me, but you're going to worry about me today and on the field, and I can make a statement and prove to some of the true blue bloods in the Big Ten.
I just love the stylistic matchup in this one, too, right? You think about the big...
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He stopped not much on the return, but a whole lot in getting the football.
Not the start this kid was looking for. Very first pass of the day gets picked off. This is a defense that's got a lot of ball hawks on the back end, and he's got to be real careful with his eyes, not telegraph throws like he did right there. He's going to have to settle in.
Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. They turned it over with an interception on their first drive of the game. We're still looking for our... There he goes! Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
And a great job by the offensive line. If you're going to run the ball right at the middle, you better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackles doing a good job getting on their guys just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big game.
Just a short pass to the tight end. He gets it up close to the 25. Out of bounds, they'll mark it at the 24.
Well, it's a nice job, too, the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
The Knights with a second and short to keep this drive moving. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him, get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
Boy, could they use a conversion on third and short from their own 24. They want to throw it. Caught behind the line. It's Carney. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
Nice poise by the quarterback. Here's a big third down throw, and you want to push the ball vertically down the field, but if the defense takes it all away, check the ball down. Get it to your running back and let him go do the work and move the sticks for it.
Off the play fake on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Charles. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down.
The quick passing game does several things. One, it doesn't let the pass rush get you. Those great defensive linemen, the ball's coming out so fast they can't get there. And then what else? It gets me ahead of the sticks. I don't have to worry about getting in long yardage and predictable situations.
The Knights in a good spot here with second and short. Looking to fire. Grab near the marker. It's Charles. At the 40, there he goes. Wide open space. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Knights. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short, and he did the rest of the work.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, it's gone final in a huge top 25 showdown. Here's how it went down. Texas Tech was able to squeak one out in front of those home fans in Lubbock. In fact, I think in the end, the difference may have been Red Raider Nation who will enjoy this win. Top 25 teams and a very clear outcome today, guys. Ought to be fun to see how the rankings are impacted this week.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone, Dave. But this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pull the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but we can't let those opportunities slip between our hands. Let's go get some points.
And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. To the air on first down. Gets it out quickly. Offense scoops it up and still going. He's dragged down to the ground, but what a play there. Scoops up the loose football and moves the chains. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. Looking to throw on first down. They get to him as he throws. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Just keep slinging it. This time on target. He makes the stop at the 48. That'll be enough for a first down and a pickup of 10. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback can throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver...
A shot toward the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans! They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. They cashed in on a short field last time they had it, and now they'll go to work from their own end. The toss sweep to the right. Breaks into the open. A really productive run gets it up to the 31-yard line before he goes out of bounds.
And the old school toss play, huh? A little just toss to the right, get the running back on the run. A little bit more space, too, out wide where you can see, like, oh, where am I going to go? Where's the hole? As opposed to when you run right up the gut. So I like the mix-up. I like changing it up, tossing that fast guy and get him on the perimeter.
The offense set for a first down play. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Pulls it in. It's Richardson. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
This coaching staff has really done a nice job marrying the play-action game to their running game. That looked like that was going to be a run. Everything in that play said they're running the ball downhill. At the last-second, quarterback pulled the football, and he was able to complete the throw.
Out of the gun. The running back has it. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, there was just nowhere to go for the runner on that last play. Just way too much penetration up front, and as a result, they lose yardage.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Richardson. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
For an offense, slant routes against man coverage are really a rhythm throw. You take your steps, you get the ball out, it's got to be in a good location. Quarterback and receiver on the same page there.
The Knights come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Direct snap. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the first down.
It's hard to stop great runners. It really is. That's why you run the football consistently. You got a big offensive line, a big physical unit. You run the football like this, man, it will take a toll later. But you got to tackle this guy over and over again who has this ability to make people miss and make big plays.
They'll send the back in motion. Wants to throw on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Adams. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
I give the tight end a lot of credit for holding on to the football. I know he's a big guy, but he just got whacked.
We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. We've got a good one going here. I'm looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. They've got a first down here to open the period. Wants to go up top on first down. Wide open downfield. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
The Knights trying to get a touchdown on first and goal. Use the play fake, now to throw. Grab behind the line, it's Carney. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
This offense is going to try and stretch the field vertically and horizontally. They did there throwing it to their running back, but the defense, they were in perfect position to make that play for no gain.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on second and goal from the 6. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, UCF!
The best running backs are the guys that can just sniff out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freakish ability on that play.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So a drive there of 84 yards, and he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Gives it on the option. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Gets the back moving. To the air on 2nd down. Here comes the heat. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Nice coverage on the back end. Great job. Nothing open right away. The QB holds the ball in the pocket, and the pass rush finally gets home. Sometimes it's the DBs doing great work. Sometimes it's the defensive lineman winning up front.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Grabbed in the middle. It's Jordan. Right down the gut of the field. Touchdown, Southern Cal. He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
This offense is so hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
The extra point here would tie the game. And the point after is good.
Guys, one of the oldest and most spirited rivalries in the FBS is being renewed today. Oregon and Oregon State are squaring off. Here is the latest. Oregon delivered maybe its most thorough thumping in years in a game that featured a ton of big plays, not unlike the way Michael James, Kenyon Barner, and Jonathan Stewart used to do it. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still two quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
Going to swing it on second down. Rushes on him. And the defense makes a play, sacking it back in the 10.
And the defense makes a play. Finally, this is a lot of offense early in this football game, a lot of scoring. Need more of this from the defense. Getting to the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable. And then when you get him down, you get him behind the sticks, good things happen for the defense.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
You know, it's funny. That's probably the most discombobulated the offense has looked so far in this game, right? After watching that incompletion there on third down, they were just up and down the field earlier. Tremendous rhythm, tremendous balance. Everything their play caller was dialing up was working, lighting up the scoreboard. And all of a sudden on this last drive, just not able to piece it together. They've got to be able to turn the page and get back to how they looked earlier in the game.
So from his own end zone, the punt is away. Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. They evened things up the last time they had it, and the defense helped them out and a chance to go on top with this drive. But that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
I like the play call there. I know it falls incomplete, but you're in the defensive side of the field right now, and you're going back to the guy that's already scored a touchdown for you. This guy has stepped up. He's made a play. So if I'm on offense, I keep throwing him the football.
So now it's second and long. To the ground with the back. Just leaves him grabbing air as he gets down to the 35.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
And the Trojans are at the line looking to convert on third and short. They'll run the option. Quick toss. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the first down on the play.
And you kind of thought in that situation QB might keep it, but makes the right read. Gets it to the pitch man, and what does he do? Gets downhill. Get downhill and get that first down. New set of downs. Nice execution on the option by this offense.
The Trojans will line it up on 1st and 10. Motion from the back. Looking downfield on first down. Pulls it in. It's Jordan. Turning it on. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
And the Trojans are marching down the field. Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
Draws are such a smart way to take advantage of fast defensive linemen that want to get upfield and get after the quarterback. It keeps them honest, makes them realize they got to play the run too. Great play call.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. On the option. And he'll get this one back to the line of scrimmage, but no farther than that.
Man, I love that play by this corner. You know why? When you run the option and that thing gets spread out, your DBs have to commit to tackling. And how about the cornerback coming up, sticking his face in the fan, and making a play? You love to see DBs tackle like that.
Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
The Trojans looking to convert on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Touchdown, USC! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing in because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Texas has a lead right now in Austin, but I'm not sure Bevo's feeling like this one's in the clear. This has been a nip-and-tuck affair all game. They're up by 11 over UTEP. This one has actually kind of exceeded expectations. Always a memorable chapter in the book of college football.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Looking to throw on first down. Finds the tight end. Oh, he's got some space. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
This offense will snap it from the 42 on 1st and 10. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. And a good solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Short. Movement from the linebacker. trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. So you really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
The Knights are facing 3rd and inches. They'll try to power their way ahead. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Knights!
Nice job putting a drive together. Nice job punctuating the end of the first half. There's still some time left, Palmer, but they can tie this thing up right now.
Yeah, and this is a stat that has so much confidence in their offense. I like staying aggressive right here, going for 2, taking the lead into halftime, and putting a ton of pressure on the opponent.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he's not going to take the touchback. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Get this drive going from the 17. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. He wants to go deep. Pulls it in down the sideline. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line. To the air on first down. Makes the grab. It's Riley. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. The hurry up now. Second down. Clock ticking. Wants to go up top. Under fire. Unloads to the right. He makes the catch. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. The magic bean is spinning out of control. Already over 200 yards in the first half.
Yeah, they're being aggressive offensively, throwing the football, trying to take advantage of this defense on the back end. They've got their quarterback right now in a groove.
Now from inside the red zone. Makes the grab. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Touchdown, Trojan! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Really nice physical running that time. Nice push up front by the offensive line. Getting it in for the touchdown. They now take a 1-possession lead here with just a little bit of time left in the first half.
And they add the extra point to finish the drive. So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Final seconds of the first half. Let's see if they can pull off a little magic. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Trying to get behind the defense. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
And it's funny, right before that play, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if this offense is just going to play conservative here with the field position. The fact they haven't scored a ton of points so far in this game, just run the ball and take it into halftime. No, they're being aggressive, and not just that. They're taking deep shots way down the field, but give the defense credit. They were ready for it, forcing that incompletion.
And they'll just play it safe with the run right back to the line of scrimmage, and we are at halftime. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
28, UCF 21.
The kickoff team is on the field, and we're ready to get this one underway. He'll bring it out. It's Miller. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the 3rd quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more.
And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Man, this is exactly what you needed to see from this defense to start the second half. If you're down, you got to create some momentum. You got to get your offense a little bit excited. Nice job creating the sack. Perfect start to the second half of this defense.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Throws to the tight end. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Well, this offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. Sack, first down. You've just thrown an incompletion, so 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. He lost one down the sideline. And the deep shot is complete inside the 35-yard line.
And that had to be a coverage bust on defense. There is no rhyme or reason why a receiver should be that wide open, that deep down the field. Defense, they better check themselves.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Touchdown, Trojans! That's the way you finish a drive and put up points. And with that latest touchdown, he's looking to etch his name alongside the Trojan Immortals at quarterback.
And there's so many stars that have played quarterback at USC that when they get the ball and they do their damage, guess what? They win big-time trophies. And this guy, you have days like this, week in and week out, you will be recognized as the best player in college football.
Set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Coming out with it, it's Richardson. No idea what he could have been thinking to try to return that one, and they stop him at the 7. UCF offense ready to go back to work. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
on the run. It's Carney. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
And this offense just has to find a way to convert this third down, or else they are really in trouble. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming.
QBs and receivers on third down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
The Knights line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He gets it away from his own end zone. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
And the Trojans can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Quarterback making checks. Motion from the wideout. They're looking to get the edge with this one on the toss. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, short yardage situation, they decide to go with the toss play. And nice job up front, getting a little bit of push. That's all they needed to get that first.
They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires to the tight end. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
The Trojans come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Good completion on the out. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
And the Trojans will try to punch it in on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run.
I think coming into this season, they thought in order to have success, we have got to be able to run the ball and get this guy going. He hasn't scored yet this year, but a golden opportunity right now to finally break the seal.
They lost ground on first down. Now second and goal from the 5. He's going for the goal line. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on third here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
Now on fourth down, they'll try to come away with 3. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. And that will extend their lead even further.
And so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. Trailing now by 17, David. This is an opportunity that they need to answer.
And down by 17, it's not panic mode yet. Like, I know we just gave up some points and our defense hasn't played great. I think this offense can still be who they are and stay consistent.
No doubt, lots of football to go, but you do get the feeling this is the time of game where, you know, it could get bad. If you don't score and all of a sudden they get the ball back, they take it down the field and put some points up, this thing might be over. So absolutely, this quarterback, he wants to drive this offense down the field and at least put something there.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Throws for the tight end. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And on money down defensively, you've got to find ways to affect the quarterback. Nice job by the defense, getting the pressure, getting to him, getting a hit on him, and forcing the incompletion, and now forcing the 4th down.
He couldn't find much running room there, didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. Opening play of the drive from the 39. Rides the back on the option to give. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Man, oh man, that ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way. At least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there. He didn't have any.
Quickly out to the tight end. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. They'll move the tight end. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
And this guy's showing off his hands again, understanding where the football's going. He breaks on the football so quick. And guess what? He makes plays when he breaks on it. That's 2 interceptions here through 3/4 of a football game.
First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And I can't tell you how much I love seeing corners being willing to come up and tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't olay blocks and create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
And conversely, I can't tell you how much I hate it when receivers don't want to block. You got to do a better job on the perimeter. It's not going to be enough in this offense just to catch passes. You've got to go execute your assignment. That corner should have been blocked, and they should have gotten a bigger gain on that outside run.
Second down, he'll throw it. Fires left. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming. Trying to pick up a first down. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. The throw to the outside is complete. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through the pressure.
Looking to the big tight end. Incomplete. He had it right in his hands for the pick, and I believe he might have been thinking about those big plays he's known for. Instead, it'll be second down. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. Got a man. It's Carney. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. And we're just about ready to go with the final quarter. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Lost to throw on first down. It's complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
Off play action. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw. Incomplete.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. To throw again. Moves away as he feels pressure. And they'll miss the connection here on third down.
It's going to be difficult for this offense, man. Just where are they going to find the plays? You can tell the defense sitting back. They're playing nickel. They're playing dime. So you need some receivers to step up, make some yards after the catch, some contested plays. This offense has got to do something, and they got to do it quick.
They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on fourth down. And it slips just inside that right upright. That'll close the gap to 14.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Threw a pick the last time they had it. They'll try to be more productive this time around. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. There he goes. They got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. From the shotgun, they'll run it. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, with the defense trailing, they're trying to dictate to the offense now. Really nice blitz call that time, blowing the run play up for a huge loss. You're probably going to see that again. They're trying to find a way to create a takeaway, create negative plays, and get the ball back.
Leaves it with the back. And he was able to run through one tackle. only a modest gain.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Reads it, fires complete. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
Third down is money down. You got to find a way to execute and get the ball out and get it to your playmakers. That was the opposite of that. They got it to their playmakers, and they got absolutely nowhere. Lost yards on the play. Fourth down now upcoming.
They kick it away on fourth down. Not going to get a chance to field that one, and the punt will bounce out of bounds. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? They're going to have to be more aggressive in this drive. You can't expect to win this one, David, kicking field goals.
No, especially when you're trailing. You got to have a little more urgency and maybe a little more aggressiveness, Jesse. And field goals are not going to get it.
Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game. So they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go with that football. Really nice job by the defense being in position to force the incompletion.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Oh, they're after him. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
A strike downfield. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down.
Well, trailing like they are right now in the fourth quarter, their execution offensively is just going to have to be at a premium. You can't afford a lot of incompletions at this point. Everybody is going to need to be on the same page moving forward.
Wants to go up top on first down. Looking to buy time. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
They're dealing with a second and long. Back to pass. He's got it. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Look, it's a nice game, but I don't know if it's worth the seconds they're losing on the game clock. In this type of situation, you've got to be throwing at least to the first down markers, or you got to be throwing to the sidelines to get out of bounds.
The Knights are at the line trying to move the sticks on third and short. Looking to throw again. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
Great job by the defense there. They weren't surprised by that play call there on third and short. They were expecting pass. They took everything away and forced the incompletion.
Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Converts on fourth down, and he's still going. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
And this offense is going to have to be aggressive, right? Down a couple possessions, got to continue to get these first downs, move quick, don't be in a hurry, but they've got to keep the accelerator down because they need some explosive plays.
And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the...
Headed to the end zone. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. The Knights want to move quickly. shifted before. It certainly has now.
It has, and now you got some game pressure, right? That's beautiful. Now the defense comes out, get you a stop, get aggressive, but the offense a little bit of pressure now because they know if the ball goes back to the other side, they could lose this ball game.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Texas looks like a bunch of world beaters right now, marching all over that field like Bevo in the pregame. They're up by 25 over UTEP. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. After that last scoring drive, old Uncle Mo has switched sidelines, and now they'll try to get it back while they're clinging to this lead.
Yeah, and a nice job by this defense. This is a critical moment, right? We got to get the football back. They're backed up, thank goodness. Force a punt here, get the football back so we can make some magic here in this fourth quarter.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Got the first down and more. What a good job to be able to pick up that kind of yardage when you're trying to finish off the game.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense. Now, they got to get a stop, and if it's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football in this situation. Time to be more physical and get this big stop.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10.
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line.
And listen, they didn't get the huge play off of that, but I love the ability to show that and be able to show plays off of that jet motion and just show them you're willing to complete it. But, you know, get those little chunks at a time. It doesn't have to always be a home run. That's still a successful play.
They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing, you need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Power football with the run. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line to pick up the first down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get